Morning chaps, I've made a start, or making a start, on the roundels for the top wing. They're going to be quite large, 8-inch diameter, so I'm going to be I've drawn 2 circles on the wings with a protractor. I've drawn 2 circles on the wing with a compass, and I'll tilt you down. I've got fog tape, which is very fine compared to masking tape, and I'm just stripping it up into finer strips so as I can go around the edge of the circle without kinks. Prior to starting the painting. See how I get on with that. Show you what I mean. So I've just stuck a bit of masking tape in the centre of the wing to put the compass point to. It's on the rib anyway, but I didn't want it slipping off. Drawn a paper circle, a pencil circle around, and so now I can see if I've cut this fine enough to allow me to follow the circle around. So it's just a matter of following the pencil line around, trying not to handle it too much because it'll lose its tackiness, but it does stick quite well to the green. It's just going around. I can feel it just starting to kink, but nothing too much. And of course I'm trying to get the pencil line. I want to paint over it if I can help it, so I don't have any pencil lines showing. Wider. If you're not turning as you're sticking it down, then you're going to end up with a straight line. Although you could argue that a circle is just a series of straight lines. Sticking out. Okay, one more should do it. There we have it. It's the first circle. So now I've put a pencil line on the inside. First circle is going to be blue. Put a pencil line on the inside, just so as I know how far to go roughly. I can start just to taper it out a little bit because the inner circle is white, followed by the red one, of course. You're trying to work it out, by the way. Each part of a roundel is the same width, so you divide it by, if you've got 3 colours, you divide it by 5, then you've got, in this case, 41 millimeters. It's a total of 205 millimeters, so divide it by 5, you've got 41, so each part is 41 wide. So I've got one diameter of 205. This diameter is 3 of the 5ths wide, so you've got 1, 2, 3, so 341, so that's 123 millimeters diameter, which because you set your compass to half of 123, 61 and a half. So 61 and a half millimeters gives me the correct distance, and then the last one's going to be 41 divided by half, 20.5 millimeters. That will give me 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. Okay, so I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to come back and paint some blue on in a moment. Cheers, guys. So I've done the other one now. In fact, this is the other one. So I'm just going to put a bit of blue paint on here. Oxford blue. Let's see how we get on. I haven't sealed around the edge of this because it's gone down quite well on the green, so any little problems I can touch in with green anyway. This paint holds loads, the brush rather holds loads of paint, so you can get around quite a long way in one go. Let's just smooth out a bit. Take it to round one. Needs a bit more now. This side. Okay, get that stuff. Nice, smooth out a bit. As long as I've gone on the over the inner line, I think I have. Just gonna taper that edge slightly. Oh, missed a bit there. Right, can't see any pencil lines, so there we are, guys. There's the blue on. Let that dry. I'll put the pencil line back on and we'll put the white on. So I'll do the other side. We'll come back when it's dry. It's a pretty easy process, really, isn't it? See you in a minute. Right, guys, I've given the blue a second coat of paint, so it's time to remove the masking tape. How satisfying is that? Right, let's have a close look, see what we got. I think we got a pretty fine circle on there, actually. Look at that. Very nice indeed. Now, next step is to put on the next circle. I'm going to put this pencil line on where the tape's going to go. I've already set the compass up to 3/5. Right, it's the pencil line on. So now I'm going to put the tape around in exactly the same way as we did for the outer circle. But this time I've got a slightly thinner piece of, it's going to be a tighter circle, so I've cut the masking tape slightly thinner to allow me to get it to go around the bends. No, I'm not. I'll tell you what, this masking tape didn't stick very well to the blue, so I'm going to paint this in freehand. 20.5, that'll look better. So what we've got is, that is 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. Just to confirm that, total of 41, 41, 41. It looks smaller, but it's not. Okay, guys, so let's just start this at a bit more, a bit further back. Right, I'm getting the paint pot. Now I'm going to start to, I've got a good brush here, and I'm going to, it's got very fine bristles that'll hold a bit of paint, and it tapers down to a little bit of a point. It's important to have a really good quality brush if you're going to paint up to a line. So get yourself in a good position, work out which way you're going to turn, and then steady your hand. Just work your way just over that line, because I want to conceal that line, so just steadily work your way around. Just turn the brush over because I've got a bit more paint on that side, but anyway, just try and get on not too much paint, because you'll form a ridge as you go around over the pencil line. Just enough on, so just experience will tell you how much to put on. But don't worry if you should go over the line, because you can always go back with a bit of blue and go over the top of it again. See how I've steadied my hand on the wing? I'm doing a voiceover on this bit of video because I took a phone call. I'm actually speaking on the phone as I'm talking, as I'm filming, so hence my voiceover. But you just work your way around. Oh, I'm blocking the camera a bit there. But it's important to get the angle right, get yourself comfortable. Just picking the hair off there by the look of it, or something coming out of the brush. But I want to end up giving it 2 coats anyway, so perhaps I'm being a bit over fussy there, because the white, although it does cover, it doesn't cover blue so well as the blue covered over the green. Even the blue had 2 coats, so the white has 2 coats as well. But I get most of the paint off just prior to the line, and then swap my glasses, and then when there's less paint on the brush, then you go carefully up to the line. But you develop your own technique, so I wouldn't worry overly too much. I've swapped onto the other side of the circle prior to turning the wing around, because I can still control that side of the circle reasonably well. If you run out of paint on the brush, it's really annoying, because you could have gone beautifully up to the line and there was no paint in the brush. Make sure you paint over that center line, because the red paint has to overlap the white. There's no point in painting it perfectly up to an inner line. So I can do a little bit more on this side. I mean, I'm right-handed. If you're ambidextrous, you're very lucky. Don't think many of us are, though. Pretty certain I'd turn the wing around in a minute. Probably jump. I'm going to jump ahead again now. So now I'm turning the wing around, because obviously my wrist won't bend anymore in a controlled fashion. So it's coming on, it's looking okay there. This is the top wing, so it's the wing that's going to be seen the most. So perhaps I should have practiced on the bottom wing first, just to get my hand in a little bit more. And that's the roundels that no one's ever going to see until it flies by. And then of course, who's going to see anything at sort of 50 miles an hour? Oh, just put my hand in the paint there a little bit. That you've got to remember where your knuckles are resting. But it'll touch in, a little speck of white, look, it'll touch in. So keeping going, nearly there, a little bit more paint on. And oh, did I go over the line there? No, just got away with that by the look of it. I'm just narrating, watching myself doing it. I would be saying this anyway as I was doing it live, because I know what I would say. strangely. So that looks pretty much it. Just a quick tidy up. I was going to say, Cliff, you've missed a bit there. Good. Okay. The method I used on the side of the fuselage, and that is to, excuse me, that is to stick on and make a couple of templates. Okay. So that was still set from earlier. Stick the scalpel in there and draw myself a couple of circles. Starting with that one. Right, let's see what I can do here. The quality of the circle is dependent upon the accuracy of this cutting. Just going to let lots of light in here because I can't actually see what I'm doing very much because of the shadow. Right, that's it. I'm going to leave a reasonable amount of tape on it because I don't want it to distort when I pick it up. Yep. The icing on the cake. It's definitely going to need 2 coats, and just in case it bleeds, I'm going to give it a quick zap with the hot air to try and seal it now. Hey guys, I think that looks okay. Turn it around. Okay guys, that'll do. We'll take the tape off when it's dry. If it's bled, I can touch it in. So far so good. No, look at that. Woohoo! That's not bad. There's an edge up there. I'm just going to lick my fingers, see if I can pat it down before it goes rock hard. Right, I've licked my finger, that's okay. That's not too bad, is it? Quite happy with that. I'm going to wrap this, I was going to say email, I'm going to wrap this video up now. And I thank you all for watching so far. The next job is going to be lacquering and a final radio installation. So thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
who knows what it'll be. It might be gliding, it might be indoors, little models, it might be building, it might be the Manic, who knows. Anyway, rabbiting on here. Cheers, guys.